All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast. Now, the Western Conference Finals are set to begin in the NBA playoffs, but it's not the matchup that everyone anticipated, as it'll be the Denver Nuggets squaring off against the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the Nuggets are looking to advance to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history, while the Lakers are looking for their 17th NBA title. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know it by now, the Nuggets are for real. They were one of the better teams in the Western Conference all regular season long. They won the the Northwest Division, and then we've seen what they've done in the playoffs. They were down 3-1 in the first round to the Utah Jazz, came back and took the last three. They were down 3-1 in the Western Conference semis to the Los Angeles Clippers, found themselves in deep deficits in games 5, 6, and 7, and rallied in the second half to win all three of those contests. This team is legit, and they are here for a reason, and they are going to give the Los Angeles Lakers everything that they can handle and then some in this Western Conference Finals. Now, of course, the two big guns for the Nuggets, you look at Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. And Jamal Murray, if he wasn't a household name before these playoffs began, he definitely is a household name now. We saw how he was going at it with Donovan Mitchell, point for point in that first round series with the Utah Jazz. We saw how he got locked in, especially in the final three games in the series against the Clippers. And you talk about Jokic. This guy is, he can do it inside. He can do it outside. He can pass and he can also rebound. So it's definitely going to be something that is going to keep this Lakers team on their toes. Michael Porter Jr., we've seen his emergence in these playoffs. This was a guy who got passed over by the Clippers in the draft twice. And he took it to heart, came up and had a big-time series versus him. And another guy, you look at Jeremy Grant as one of those role players for this Nugget squad that will definitely keep the Lakers off balance. Now, with that said, on the flip side for the Lakers, you cannot write off this team because they were the best team in the regular season in the NBA. They went out there, they took care of business in 5 games in the first round against the Portland Trail Blazers. They came back and took care of business against the Houston Rockets in the conference semis. Now they'll have to deal with a different animal in the Nuggets because the Nuggets present something that neither the Blazers or the Rockets had for the Lakers, and that's a big man who can score. But with that said, LeBron James is still LeBron James. You cannot underscore what he brings to the table. You look at the way that Anthony Davis is playing, and he is playing as usual as one of the better players in the league. Rajon Rondo at point guard is a big difference maker for the Lakers, gives them another ball handler, takes some stress off of LeBron, and Rondo throughout his career has had some of the best court vision of any point guard of this time. You look at the way that Kyle Kuzma is playing. The Lakers have plenty of bigs to go at Jokic with the likes of JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, and I guarantee you they're going to be needed in this series for the Lakers to get past the Nuggets. Frank Vogel versus Michael Malone, the head coaches right here. And both of these guys are seeking their first trip to the NBA Finals. You look at Frank Vogel, he's been close before, of course, with the Indiana Pacers. And Mike Malone, this is the furthest that he's gotten the Nuggets. But you look at both of these guys, very sharp X's and O's guys. They leave no stone unturned as far as game planning, as far as making adjustments. So I think from the coach's box, this is going to be a toss-up for a series. Who wins? On paper, the Lakers have the talent, they have the depth, they have the size, but there is simply something about this Nuggets team that you cannot overlook. And I said it when this NBA bubble started, and I'm going to stick with it. Somebody is going to win the NBA championship this year that nobody was expecting to do it. And right now, this Nuggets team, they have a never say die attitude, and most importantly, they're hungry and they are confident. Not to take anything away from the Lakers and not say that they're not hungry for a title and not to say that they are not confident. But this Nuggets team right now, they're fearless. They're playing with house money at this point of the postseason. And for their purpose, I think that's going to take them to their first NBA Finals appearance. I think this series goes 7 games. I think both of these teams are going to give each other everything that they can handle and then some. But this Nuggets team is flying high right now, and I simply cannot bet against them. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Show. If you have not already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and also like this podcast. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.